Steve, can I ask you, why did you decide to install an eco-lawn here?
First off, it is environmentally friendly. It is maintenance free. This lawn, I do not fertilize, I don't cut, I don't water. It's drought resistant, it's insect resistant. It seems that the more you walk on it, the more it loves it. And it just did exactly what it's supposed to do.
Planting an eco-lawn. It's the ultimate low-maintenance lawn seed, perfect for the urban landscape. It's made up of 7 different varieties of fescue grass, and fescue grasses require 75% less water than a traditional lawn. What's great about eco-lawn and the fescue grasses is that it can grow in shade. It can also grow in soils that are pretty poor, that are rocky or sandy. This area right here is the perfect place to actually plant this eco-lawn. It is going to look beautiful. You do want to keep in mind that it's a multi-phase process. So phase 1 is obviously preparing the ground for actually planting the seed. And since we're basically starting from scratch here, I'm just raking off all of the debris, any twigs, any sort of little pieces of rock. I'm also scoring the earth a little bit, and that's really going to help when I lay down the seed. What's going to happen is the grass is going to grow in the spring, but there are going to be patches where the seed hasn't exactly taken hold. So as it's growing, I'm going to take a look at those patches and I'm going to fill them in with some more eco seed. It's going to take about 7 to 15 days for your eco-lawn to start germinating, but in the meantime, you want to make sure that you water it. Now, if you decide you want to water it once a day, then you have to be consistent throughout that first month. We are going to pretty regularly go through our lawn, and any leaves that have fallen, we want to make sure that we lightly rake them up. We don't want to disturb the soil, we don't want to disturb the seeds, but we do want to remove any of those leaves while this lawn is establishing itself. Basic rule of thumb with an eco-lawn is that it's quick to germinate but slow to grow. So your lawn is going to be relatively short for a longer period of time.
So you're not going to need to mow as often or at all.
And as soon as it grows to a certain height, about 5 inches, it just starts flopping over, and it is beautiful. This grass seed can be spread all the way around trees, hedges, anywhere that you would want grass. Now, for those of you who already have an existing lawn and want to convert it into an eco-lawn, the first thing you're going to have to do is mow. And you want to mow it down as low as you can go. Then you're going to take it and you're going to rake all of that, including any twigs or any other debris. So I've got my push mower here, and in this section, I've got a pretty good amount of grass growing here. So I'm going to take my push mower and I'm going to mow this whole area. The best part for me is that it's fun. If you have an area that's really full of weeds, what you can do is you can just go through with a mower and mow them down as low as you can get them. Or what you can do is you can go through and just pull them up by hand. You can also, of course, use an organic herbicide to get rid of any of those weeds, but I'm not going to spend the time or the money to do that. I'm just going to go through and get that extra workout and pull all of these weeds up myself. Then I'm going to go through and rake them all up and pop them in the compost bin. Eco Lawn Seed here, and this historic moment is now happening. I'm installing my eco-friendly grass seed. Initially, what you want to do is you want to use 100% of the recommended amount based on the square footage that you have. A 5-pound bag of seed covers around 1,000 square feet. I'm using this hand spreader, which is working beautifully, but
If you have a larger area to cover, you can use a push spreader, or you can do it manually.
I'm just going through and making sure that I cover my whole lawn evenly with seed. In order to make sure that the seeds and the soil have maximum contact, you can rake lightly. You can also stomp on the soil with your feet. You can also take this board like I have here and you can stomp away.
You can also choose the traditional option of the lawn roller.
Since I'm installing the lawn in the fall, I'm gonna have to be really diligent about raking up any leaves that are gonna be falling off of the trees. I wanna make sure that my eco lawn is established evenly throughout all of my yard. I finished spreading all of my eco lawn seed. I am so excited to see it germinating and growing and filling in my front yard here. Now, the most important thing that you want to remember at this stage is you want to be consistent with your watering. So if you're going to water it once a day, you want to make sure that you water it once a day throughout the first month. And pretty soon, you'll have your own established eco lawn. Oh my God! Ah!